Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Success. And today we have Abhishek who is going to share his success story. So, first of all, congratulations to you, Abhishek,
Thank you.
for your placement. And the first thing we want to know about your initial days, your journey.
Hello everyone. I'm Abhishek from Hivashika Institute of Technology from Belgaum. I completed my graduation over there last year itself. And soon after completing my graduation, I immediately joined Networkers Home to pursue my networking journey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, your graduation you said you did from B.E. Computer Science.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, how about networking? How you developed your interest into networking? Because as of my perspective, computer science is more about programming and all.
Yeah.
So, how did you develop your interest in networking?
So at the initial stages, I was more interested in cybersecurity domain from my plus two itself.
Mm-hmm.
So to pursue that, I just joined the computer science blindly.
Mm-hmm.
But during my third year and fourth year, I got some project work over networking domain on cloud security and all.
Okay.
So in that, I got to learn more about the networking, how does the communication happens between, and I also had a chance to work on some routers over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just developed my interest in that and got into this domain.
Okay. So then, how did you come across Networkers Home?
So, sir, I was searching for some internship in networking domain,
Mm-hmm.
but some of my professors suggested me that instead of doing internship, you can go for training, full-fledged training.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to find some institute in Bangalore and nearby places from my town. And from social media and YouTube, I got to know about Networkers Home. And I just came here and had a talk with the HR and all.
Mm-hmm.
And I got interested by the placement posters which was mentioned in the outside, and I just got here.
So there are a number of institutes available here also. And why specifically Networkers Home? Did you visit other institutes as well?
No, actually, I didn't visit any other ways institutes, but I saw some reviews of the Google and YouTube and all.
Mm-hmm.
But in that, I found a Networkers Home as more prominent and more promising.
Mm-hmm.
And the institute also looks good, and it was eye-catchy as compared to me. So I just came here.
So which part was the eye-catchy, as you mentioned, if I ask you?
First thing for me, it was the placement and the placement history, the number of students who got placed over here, and the packages and the offers they are providing the students, and the helping for the students, the lab availability and all. That's what.
Okay, that's great. So which course did you enroll into?
So I enrolled for the CCIE securities.
Okay, so what all modules did you study in the CCIE security?
So in CCIE security, first I started with the FTD firewall.
Directly after?
FTD firewall, because at that moment there was no any batches in that particular time, and I just don't wanted to waste my time simply by staying. And also by doing FTD firewall side by side, I started to do AS firewall. And later on, continue with the VPN. So VPN took me a long days to complete, because for me VPN was a bit tougher as compared to any other models. But I guess I did a good thing by taking long period of by doing that VPN.
Okay.
Later I did a FortiGate firewall and Palo Alto firewall.
So how did your journey started? Like, you directly started attending FTD, or you started with NANP also?
No, I just went with the flow. I don't know what exactly I was thinking at that moment. So I just went in the flow, but it ended me in the lightweight case.
All right, that's great. So after that, how was your experience with the trainers and the training provided?
Yeah, actually, I joined Networkers Home last year, June 3rd, and I got placed in at the end of the May itself.
Okay.
So from June 3rd till the May end, all the trainers and all the working staff over here was more helpful to me. So no matter at what time, at what condition you are just contacting the trainers, or what problem you have, always they used to help me a lot. At initial stages, I completed my CCNA training and CCNP engineering from Lakshmi ma'am. That's you. And Kundan sir. All of them helped me a lot. I was struggling as I was computer science, it was easy for me in an organic domain. But at some conditions, I used to face more problem in that
Okay.
to understand the concepts and all.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them helped me a lot to understand. No matter how I was, I was not good at the communication at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So even the trainers helped me for that to improve my communication and technical skills.
Mm-hmm.
Also helped me to by providing the some references, documents, and scenario based questions and all.
Mm-hmm.
So they were more helpful to me. Yeah.
Okay. So how was your access to the labs? Like how often you took access to the labs?
Okay. Access to the lab was 24 bar 7. I would say 24 bar 7
Mhm.
because moreover, when I came into the CCI security models,
Mhm.
training on getting a hands-on experience on the lab was more important for me. I
Mhm.
thought, and we had a bunch of people, some were in groups and all. So I had a group with me with
Mhm.
4 peoples. So we used to book the lab timings in between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. In the middle of the night,
Okay.
because all the sessions were full.
Mhm.
By that we can understand that NH is always open for the lab access and all.
Okay. So you used to practice from 3 a.m. to 6
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah,
That was a really amazing time. Nobody would disturb you at
yeah.
that time.
Even we can't say that nobody can disturb. We even got some disturbance from other people because most of them were trying to do at that time, because they used to think that no one used to do that at that particular interval of time, but somehow we did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So apart from your experience with the trainers and training, like how did it help you to crack the interview?
Okay. Apart from the trainers and training, some people helped me a lot
Mhm.
from NH itself,
Mhm.
who got recently placed in Barakat itself,
Mhm.
like Satya and
Mhm.
Ajay and all. So and other students also. So they helped me a lot. Instead of doing the practice or doing the training, we can individually we can do the practice in a group.
Mhm.
So you can discuss with each other. You can clarify the doubts. So even if you have doubts, you can clarify. Even if you will get be clarified while explaining, also you will get more understanding, in depth knowledge about the particular topic and all.
Mhm.
So this helped me a lot, I guess.
So how did you find the environment here? Like were people ready to help you or you had to go and ask them?
So at initial stages, I found difficult to talk with the people because
Mhm.
people over in NH are not from at a single place itself.
Mhm.
Some are from Bihar, some are
All
from Tamil
cultures.
Nadu. I guess it was a multilingual
Mhm.
environment here. So initially, I found some difficulties,
Mhm.
but as the days passed, I got adjust for that. The environment so friendly that everyone was eager to learn
Mhm.
and eager to share their experience and their knowledge with each other. So that fun.
Okay. Apart from that, one more thing I want to ask you. Let's say you have completed CCI security.
Yes, sir.
So one of the major questions sometimes we get from student side that, okay, sir, we want physical device access. So what do you think about that? According to CCI security perspective, that how important it is to get physical device access, and how important it is to take a virtual access, or is there any difference in them?
So physical virtual access. I know that most of the students will think that gaining the physical access and practicing over it will get more outside or more insight over the particular device.
Mhm.
But according to me, I say that you can do both is fine,
Mhm.
but in virtual way you can understand more things, because most of the companies will want work at the physical thing.
Mhm.
Okay, they either do in the cloud services, they use cloud services, or they have their own virtual devices.
Mhm.
So by that they will do the work. So instead of doing, both are fine, both are good, but
Which one is more time taking, if I ask you?
you can't say, and it depends upon the particular student.
Mhm.
It depends upon his knowledge, his interest,
Mhm.
and how passionate he is about the particular thing, how he wants to learn. It depends.
Okay. So also one thing I'll add here, when you
Yeah.
take a physical access,
Hmm.
right? So when you take a physical access, the devices will boot up. You have to remain with the topology,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Those kind of things are there. Then you have to make the connections
Yeah.
every time whenever you want to change the topology. And other things like, let's say, for example, if you want to have a physical device practice, you have to come here.
Yeah.
Now, that's not possible for online people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, virtual access is also important, and that gives you the same level of expertise and knowledge that you require to work in the enterprises, right? Because eventually the GUI and everything is going to be the
Yeah.
same. Okay. But still, if you want to come and practice, we do have physical devices here that you can have access to. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, apart from that, how did you prepare for the interviews?
Interviews in from NH perspective, they provide daily training sessions, so technical training sessions and communication sessions. So I joined the training sessions from January itself. So from January, at the starting initial stages, I used to face a lot because speaking up loudly and in a clear manner. I used to make the interviewer to understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to convey to him. So it was all taught in the training period, in the communication period, as well as individually. I also done some practices standing in front of the mirror, practicing how I to deliver the answers to them, and in the training phase, what happens is the trainer will ask you to assume that I am the interviewer and you are sitting in the interview.
Correct.
So that's how the real time works, and it also helps the student to understand how I should talk with the interviewer, how I should behave, how I should be in that particular manner to answer him and all.
So, what is your opinion on the mock interviews? How often a student should attend them?
Uh, how often a student should attend them is that there is no limit. In order to be a perfect example, to set a perfect example, you have to attend it a lot. Because at initial stages, as I'm a CCIE security student, once I started into CCIE security model, I eventually forgot all the CCNP models. It happens. It happens with all the students. I used to forget all about the switching models and routing models and all. So when I came into the mock interviews, my first mock interview was horrible, like actually horrible. So I got, you can say in simple man, I got wicket in just 5 minutes. So it was a clean board. I was not able to answer any single questions over there. And every question was based on the CCNA level itself. I used to know the answer, but I was unable to express it. But eventually, giving the mock interviews day by day, for every month. So NH will conduct mock interviews 2 times or 3 times in a month. So it's a great opportunity to improve yourself.
Nowadays we see students, like very less amount of students will be interested. So what would you suggest those students about the mock interviews and attending them?
So I can give my example of myself itself. I used to think that it's not necessary of mock interview. I can crack the interview so easily. But once you attend the mock interview, you understand at what level you are. So at interview perspective, you can't. So if you get rejected by a particular company, the particular company won't accept you for another 6 months. They just block you. They just blacklist you. So instead of making that big mistake, you can just attend the mock interview and clear yourself and understand what point you are standing. So it's a big mistake and big loss for the students itself.
So another thing I want to ask you, since you have attended number of mock interviews, okay, and also real interviews, like you got placed. So how important is CCNA according to interview perspective?
So most of the questions at the first level, at the first round itself, most of the companies will ask you about the CCNA level only. So CCNA, the basic understanding is most important. So no any companies will ask you about direct about CCIE security model or CCNP models. So they just trim you in first interview itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So for that, CCNA basic level understanding is must ensure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then how the interview process goes on, if you want to explain the students who are watching.
Okay. So for me, I got placed in Barracuda Networks. So they just connected me 3 rounds. The first 2 are technical rounds, and third one is HR round. So first round went in a basic manner. Even in first interview itself, I got some scenario based questions on CCNA level and CCIE security level. So after that, in second round, it was a bit tough for me actually. Everything was on scenario based itself. So once you clear it, HR round will be, you can't say easy. As I am fresher, the HR round went easy for me because the questions were on my level, on my expertise. If you're from an experienced one, you may get some tough questions in HR also. But no one, though I suggest that you should not neglect HR round also.
Okay. So as you mentioned, that scenario based questions were asked in the round 1 as well as round 2, completely based on scenarios.
Yeah.
So how the students should prepare for those scenario based questions?
Okay, for scenario based questions, first thing is the basic understanding is must ensure. No matter it's scenario based question or any other questions, it's must ensure. And second thing is lab practice. Theoretical knowledge is as I am not saying that theoretical knowledge is not important. It is important, but more than that, practical knowledge, hands-on experience on a particular device, on a particular topics is must ensure. Then only you can answer any kind of scenario-based questions.
So, so many times it happens that student, when they join, let's say they have enrolled for CCI security or NP level also, or CCI enterprise level also, initially they will be, very much motivated that yes, we have to do something. But once they are, by the end of CCNA or when they come in CCNP, they start losing their interest gradually. So how they should keep motivated, and how did you keep motivated yourself?
So I suggest that so everyone will be interested and more motivated in a high dopamine level, I guess. At the initial stages, for me, it was my dopamine level was the posters I see in the NH company. The posters with the 12 LPA, 8 LPA, 10 LPA, and all. That was my dopamine level. But at initial stages, it was good. At initial stages, I say that it was good. But as the CCNA passed away, CCNP, in the mid of CCNP, I lost my interest. And I used to stay in my PG itself sometimes. I used to attend through online. Of course, NH offers you the both offline and online mode. You can choose anyone as per your comfortable. But even if even I can join the NH in offline mode, I used to do in online mode.
Okay.
Because of my lack of interest and all. But I saw my other subordinates. You say that my friends and all. They used to do.
Okay.
So that is to trigger me a lot. So they are doing, I have to do what I am doing. I came for your learning. So first thing I suggest to that, even if you lose the hope, even if you lose the interest or passion, make friends who are into that level, who are in the same line, who wants to do in that particular way. I guess you can understand what I am trying to convey. Make good friends and do it in a group instead of doing it in an individual way.
Because once an individual can lose an interest, if there's a group, you might see others doing the same thing, right? Working on it. So that might motivate you.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes one more thing we have noticed that, let's say in the mock interviews when the students will come, so we generally do some strict marking. Right? So that because we want the students to come up prepared again. So some students get demotivated. So what would you suggest to those students?
So
and one more thing I'll add here, that were you also marked strict?
Of course. So I'm not ashamed to share my marks itself. The first interview, the first mock interview, out of 10 I got only 3.
Okay.
So that was my marks. But as this passed away, as long as I gave more number of marks, the 3 came to 5, 5 came to 6, 6 came to 7, and at last it came to 9.
Okay.
So I stood from 3 to 9. It was the journey was good, but it was hard itself. So
so like, how do you keep motivated? Because so many students we see that they get demotivated.
Yeah, demotivated. See, getting less marks or getting an harsh marks is not a failure. So it's the stepping stone, I guess, for the success. So when you get the harsh marks, or you can't say it as harsh marks. It's your level. So you are standing, you know the answer, but you are missing somewhere. You are just lying somewhere. So it's you should take in that way that it should be in positive manner. You should never see it in a negative manner. If you see it in a negative manner, you will always get demotivated. So if you think that, so that whenever is telling me to improve in this particular domain, this particular topic, then it will be a positive manner. It can be motivated.
Now you have attended some real interviews as well in the companies. So I want to ask you that whether they ask you for like whether you are certified or not.
So
Overall, what I'm trying to ask here is like whether or not having a certification is important to get a job.
okay. So one thing I want to mention here is this was my first video interview. So Barracuda Networks was my first interview.
And you cracked your first interview itself. That's really good.
Thank you. And they didn't ask me. Even one more thing I want to add is they didn't even see my resume in the second round.
Okay.
The first round, they just saw my name and the profile itself. They didn't go deep inside from that. So after seeing my name, they just started to question me. And the first question was, "Are you from Networkers Home?" that was a question for me.
Okay.
So once I said, "Yes, I am from Networkers Home," they just started to dig me from, the first question was in scenario based question. So they didn't ask me any certifications or no. Of course, certification is important, but not necessary, not mandatory. So once you crack the interview, once you join a particular company, the company itself will help you to do the certification and all. So for sure, I guess it's not mandatory. Yeah.
Okay. And how like what would you suggest for resume building to the students? Sometimes we see students copying each other resumes.
Yeah. See, you please don't copy the resume. You can take ideas from others. So taking ideologies from your friends, from others, from LinkedIn and all. So it's okay, but don't copy paste it. You can. So I know some topics, and one of my friends don't know some other topics.
Correct.
So if he copies me, he will just copy paste all the things which I have mentioned.
Yes.
So once when he faces the interview, if he gets question from the resume, then he will get stuck and he will be. You can't say that he will get a black eye from the interview. It makes a bad impression. Yeah.
So were you helped with the resume preparation as well?
Yeah, actually I built my resume in NHS. So NH people helped me how to build. They said how to mention your skills and all. At initial stages, my resume was like a color paper. Everything was there. My skills were less, and other things were more. But I got to know what I should mention in my resume from NH people. And that time, everything was less, but my skills were more. That was a plus point for me.
Okay. Yeah. So now I would ask you, how was your overall experience with Networkers Home?
Overall experience in Networkers Home was awesome. Yeah, because I learned everything over here. Not only in study perspective, in the domain perspective, but everything how a person should be, or a person should be stay in a corporate level, in a corporate environment. How to communicate, so how to interact with the people. That's all. That's it.
Okay. So last question, if you have any advice for the people who are watching, your fellow students, anybody who want to join in Networkers Home or in the build a career in network security.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to them?
Okay. My advice for you is that first thing that building interest and passion is not enough. Understanding the basics and maintaining it is more mandatory. So once you join the Networkers Home, it's not necessary it should be from a computer science domain itself. It can be from any domain, anything. The Networkers Home will help you to build your knowledge, to build your understanding from the basics, from the scratch. from the scratch, because I have my friends in Barakuda who are from civil department, from mechanical department,
Okay.
and they are from NH.
Okay.
And from past 5 years, they are working in Barakuda.
Oh, that's great.
That's good. So building your understanding, I guess understanding the basic will improve a lot.
Mhm.
That's what I suggest you all. Please don't neglect the basic. As you move forward, you will forget the behind the
Correct.
things you have learned from past. Just don't do it. Just revise the things. Always do the scenario based questions first. Give the importance for the scenario based questions. No matter at which company, at what company you are giving the interview, at what level you are giving the interview, most of the company will ask the questions from the scenario based itself. So for scenario based questions, hands-on experience and understanding of the basic level topics is most important. That's what I suggest.
Okay. So this was a great episode and it was really a great advice, and I hope people will get motivated. So that's all for this video, guys, and thank you again for joining us, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
So we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.